No leaflets, no poster, no Bible, no rosary beads. Just me speaking to God in my head silently. This time 6 police officers arrived and told me my prayers were an offence. They arrested me again and took me away in a van to a police cell. It took them 6 months of investigation before they decided to drop the case. Since then, I have continued to pray outside the abortion centre every week, and the police have given me various tickets and told me that they will give me fixed penalty notices. My nation has become a laughingstock for the way it's criminalising peaceful citizens for silently saying their prayers. And now I hear that these buffer zones, these censorship zones, are something that other countries, including Germany, are thinking of implementing. Far from upholding our freedoms, our laws are criminalising them. Far from helping women, our laws are misleading them. Far from protecting life, our laws are devaluing it. And far from preserving our future, our laws are destroying it. Generations are being lost. It can be tempting to feel hopeless in these situations. But I like to remember a story from a personal hero of mine, Maximilian Kolbe. Most people know Maximilian Kolbe as the priest who gave his life for a fellow prisoner at Auschwitz. But there's another story, not so well known. It's of a fellow captive at Auschwitz. And this man said how when he arrived at the gates, his hope died there. He described how one day he was walking between the blocks where the men were housed, and he was feeling very low, very discouraged. And towards him walked Maximilian Kolbe. And as if reading what was inside him, Maximilian Kolbe walked up to him, placed his hand on his shoulder, and said, "Hope. Never give up on hope." Now these words started a spark inside that man, and he went back to the block where he was housed with the other man, and together they all hatched a plan to break into the officers' quarters and to steal their uniforms, to take the keys to the commandant's car, and they drove out of the gates of Auschwitz in what was one of the most daring and successful escapes in the history of Auschwitz. Now, I'm sure that afterwards people must have patted this man on the back and congratulated him on his courage and his ingenuity, and rightly so. But it didn't start with that man. It started with Maximilian, who gave him back his hope. He who holds the most hope holds the most influence. Now we need to be strong influencers in today's culture. So we need first to become people of hope. And I don't mean the kind of hope that says, "I do hope we can end abortion," but the kind of hope that believes we will. For this to become a reality, though, it requires every single one of us to put that hope into action and start calling out the lies of the abortion industry. History is repeating itself, not because we don't see the parallels, but because we aren't being directly affected ourselves, and because speaking up would be uncomfortable. Not too long ago, People used to use a word, especially to dehumanize and degrade people with black skin. But in using it, they degraded themselves. Today, abortion providers have words for the preborn child: clump of cells, blob of tissue, product of conception. In using these, it's they who lose their humanity. And unless we speak up, we risk losing ours too. Maximilian Kolbe has gone down in the history books as a saint, as a hero. If we want to be on the right side of history, it's not just a case of knowing the right thing. It's a case of doing the right thing. It's not enough to simply know that life begins at conception. What are we going to do about it? We can't afford to leave this battle to others. There's a part assigned to each of us, a role which no other person can play, because each of us is unique and irreplaceable. Whether inside or outside the womb, every person who has ever existed has been fashioned as an unrepeatable work of art, a one-off masterpiece by a divine creator who does not make mistakes. So while society continues to treat little children as mistakes, as rubbish, as disposable, like an item of ill-fitting clothing that can simply be sent back, we must stand against it in every way. What are we waiting for?
Let's go!
Are we waiting for it to be comfortable? Abortion should make us feel uncomfortable, and more than that, it might cost us a relationship, a job, our reputation, our status, even our freedom. But we can't afford to wait for it to be comfortable. Are we waiting for it to be convenient before we speak out? If we value human life, we must be consistent and value all human life, no matter what the cost, no matter what we risk, no matter what we lose, and even if it's inconvenient. Are we waiting for it to be the right time? Society has sanctioned the killing of tiny, defenseless children, while it deceives women by labeling this as healthcare and considers branding those who dare to offer help to pregnant women as criminals. If you're waiting for the right time to speak out, that time is now. My nation has become a laughingstock for the way it has tried to criminalize silent prayer. This is a public shame. We need a nation bold enough to stand up for all its citizens, born and preborn. We need a nation that refuses to discriminate against those who are smaller, weaker, or unable to speak for themselves. We need a nation that cares about women and respects their dignity. We need a nation that supports men in their God-given role as protector and defender of life. So here and now, I call upon you, good people of Germany, to be that nation.
Ja, einen großen Applaus, a big applause for Isabel Vaughan-Spruce.